I'm going to continue with the backstory series about each of my books. And so now I'm going to be on book number 5, which is Getting to We. Love the title of this book. Absolutely love it. And I had the title of the book well before the book was even, down the pike of what we were doing. And the reason why I came up with this title is because there's a really famous story in the book, Getting to Yes, and it's Fisher and Ury, and millions and millions of people have read the book, Getting to Yes. And so the backstory of this orange is that to create a win-win relationship, a win-win negotiation, you want the pulp and I want the peel. And so together, if we can have our interest and communicate on our interest, we can share that orange. You get what you want and I get what I want. We've used the whole orange. And as someone in supply chain who teaches optimization and value creation, that's good math if you have one orange. But what if you actually planted seeds, fostered the growth of that, and now had an orange tree that would continue to bear fruit? And so by getting to we can negotiate the relationship that's going to continue to bear fruit. And that was the essence and the thinking behind it. But I'm not a true hardcore negotiation expert. And so I was having lunch with a lawyer who is a negotiations expert, Jeanette Knighton. And we began to think about this, and I kind of teased her. I said, hey, let's write this book, Getting to We. And that's how it came out, and we just began to work on it. Now, there's a third author on that book. His name's David Friedlinger. And David is an attorney as well, and he's in the Nordics. And he had reached out to me after the second book came out and became a fan of our work. He now teaches, he's an adjunct for us at the university, and consults and does contracts for large companies doing the VESTA methodology. And he had this idea, and he goes, I like this idea of the statement of intent, but I think it's incomplete. And I was like, incomplete? Tell me more. And he said he had come from a social sciences background in addition to being a lawyer, and he had this idea of guiding principles, because we always had the statement of intent. So what's your shared vision? How are you going to behave? What's the culture you're going to have in your relationship? And he said, yeah, but there's more to it than just saying, I want to have this positive, collaborative culture. There's social norms that are proven social norms. And I had never studied social science before. I mean, I had, but not really, not to that level of detail. And so I began to dig into this concept of social norms. And lo and behold, there's like Nobel Prize winning researchers, Elinor Ostrom, reciprocity, Douglas North, and I began to unpack this. I was like, David, this is brilliant. And so now when we teach social norms and guiding principles, we include these 6 common social norms. And that's really birthed into that book, Getting to We. And it approaches these relationships from a negotiation, and that we have to not negotiate this deal this time, but we have to negotiate the heart of the relationship so that relationship can go on and on and on and bear fruit. Instead of just splitting that orange fairly, we want to bear fruit. And that's the backstory.